the silent erosion of the modern father, and the forest that can bring him back. Part I, the quiet loss of strength. The modern father wakes up not to the rising sun, but to the cold glow of a smartphone screen. Before his feet even touch the floor, notifications begin to drip into his mind like a slow, relentless rain. Emails, messages, news alerts, social media. The day has not yet begun, yet the noise of the world has already invaded his thoughts. He rushes through the morning routine in a small apartment or a quiet suburban home, coffee in one hand, phone in the other, a tired smile for his child, a distracted nod toward his partner. His mind is already somewhere else, inside spreadsheets, deadlines, meetings, and expectations. Then comes the car. He sits in traffic, long, unmoving lines of metal and glass stretching endlessly through gray city streets. Engines hum. Brake lights glow like artificial sunsets. Minutes turn into hours. The father sits motionless, shoulders rounded, spine compressed, breathing shallow air filled with fumes and impatience. This is not movement. This is not life. This is slow, invisible exhaustion. The human male body was built for movement, exploration, and effort. It was built to walk long distances, to climb hills, to carry weight, to breathe fresh air under open skies. Yet the modern father spends most of his life sitting. Sitting in the car, sitting at a desk, sitting on a couch, sitting in front of a glowing screen. The muscles that once symbolized vitality slowly weaken. The back becomes stiff. The shoulders collapse inward. The neck bends toward the phone like a tired branch bending toward the ground. And the mind follows the body. After work, drained and heavy, he returns home. The child wants attention. The house demands energy. Responsibilities pile up like invisible weights on tired shoulders. Dinner, bath time, cleaning, bedtime routines. These are beautiful moments of family life. Yet when a man is already physically and mentally exhausted, even love can begin to feel like another obligation. Late at night, the house finally becomes quiet. But instead of rest, the father turns to the glowing comfort of endless digital distraction. Netflix, scrolling, endless videos, short clips designed to hijack attention. His thumb moves mechanically across the smartphone screen. The mind floats in a fog of artificial entertainment. Hours pass in a strange, half-conscious state between fatigue and stimulation. The body does not recover. The mind does not rest. This is not relaxation. It is sedation. Part II, when exhaustion enters the family. Something subtle begins to change in the modern father. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but slowly, almost invisibly. The vibrant energy that once defined him fades into quiet irritation. His patience becomes thinner. His laughter becomes rarer. His enthusiasm for adventure disappears behind a wall of fatigue. He loves his family deeply, but love alone cannot replace energy. A father who is constantly tired begins to lose the joyful spark that once filled the home with warmth. Small frustrations grow into silent tension. A spilled drink becomes an argument. A child's loud laughter becomes overwhelming noise. Inside his mind, there is simply too much. Too many responsibilities. Too many expectations. Too many digital voices competing for attention. The modern father becomes overstimulated and overwhelmed. His brain never rests. His nervous system never resets. His senses are bombarded from morning until night by the flashing lights, vibrating phones, loud traffic, digital media, and endless information streams of modern civilization. This constant sensory pressure slowly drains emotional resilience. The result is a quiet, invisible crisis. A man who once dreamed of adventures now dreams only of sleep. A father who once felt powerful now feels heavy and tired. A partner who once felt present now feels mentally absent. The tragedy is that this exhaustion is often misunderstood. From the outside, everything appears normal. There is a job. There is a house. There is a family. But inside, the father feels like a machine running on empty fuel. He is not weak. He is overloaded. Part III, the overstimulated mind. Modern civilization has created a strange paradox. Never before have humans had so much comfort, convenience, and technology. Yet never before have so many fathers felt so mentally drained and emotionally distant. The brain evolved in quiet forests, open plains, and slow natural rhythms. It evolved in an environment where the loudest sound might be wind in the trees or a river moving over stones. Today the brain lives inside an endless storm of stimulation. Traffic noise, phone notifications, news updates, advertising, streaming platforms, endless scrolling. Each small stimulus demands a piece of attention. Each notification pulls the mind away from the present moment. The nervous system remains in a constant state of alertness. Even when the body sits still, the brain is running a marathon. Over time, this leads to deep mental fatigue. The modern father becomes not only tired, but overstimulated, overwhelmed, and emotionally exhausted. He begins to feel disconnected from himself, disconnected from silence, disconnected from nature, disconnected from the deep, quiet strength that once defined masculine energy. But there is a remedy, a simple, ancient remedy. The forest. Part IV, the healing power of the forest. Far away from highways and office buildings, the forest still exists in its calm, timeless rhythm. Tall trees rise toward the sky like ancient guardians. Wind moves gently through the leaves. The ground is soft underfoot. The air smells of pine, earth, and moisture. When a tired father enters the forest alone, something remarkable begins to happen. First, the noise disappears. No traffic, no notifications, no screens, just wind, birds, water, silence. Within minutes, breathing becomes deeper. The heart rate begins to slow. Muscles that were unconsciously tense begin to relax. This is not imagination. It is physiology. Scientific studies show that time spent in forests lowers cortisol, the hormone responsible for stress. Blood pressure decreases. The nervous system shifts from a state of constant alertness into a state of recovery and regeneration. The brain, freed from digital overload, begins to reorganize itself. Thoughts become slower, clearer, calmer. Psychologically, the forest provides something modern life rarely offers: spaciousness. In the quiet between trees, a father can finally hear his own thoughts again. Problems that once seemed overwhelming begin to look smaller and more manageable. The forest reminds him of something essential. He is not just an employee, not just a driver in traffic, not just a tired man scrolling a screen. He is a human being built for exploration, movement, and discovery. Walking through the forest awakens forgotten instincts. The body straightens. The eyes become more attentive. The senses sharpen. Every step brings a small feeling of freedom. Part V, inspiration without noise. In a world overflowing with aggressive advertising, loud influencers, and endless commercial messages, finding quiet inspiration has become rare. This is where Valdi Travel offers something different. The journeys shown on the Valdi Travel YouTube channel are not about luxury tourism or flashy destinations. They are about silence, simplicity, and rediscovering the forgotten beauty that exists just beyond the noise of civilization. Calm forest paths, hidden streams, abandoned historical places, quiet landscapes where the modern world fades away. Watching these journeys can have a surprisingly calming effect on the mind. The slow pace, the natural sounds, and the absence of aggressive commercial content create a rare feeling of digital peace. For many tired fathers, simply watching these videos becomes a moment of mental rest after a long day. But more importantly, they can spark something deeper. Inspiration. A quiet idea begins to grow. Maybe I should go there. Maybe I should walk in the forest too. Maybe I need silence more than another screen. Valdi Travel is not just a channel about travel. It is a reminder that the world outside the city is still waiting. Waiting with fresh air. Waiting with silence. Waiting with the healing presence of nature. Final reflection. The modern father is not failing. He is simply overwhelmed by a civilization that never stops talking, moving, flashing, and demanding attention. Sitting in traffic, sitting at desks, sitting in front of screens. This quiet erosion slowly drains the strength, patience, and joy that fathers need to bring warmth into their families. But the solution does not require expensive retreats or radical life changes. Sometimes the solution is simple. A backpack, a quiet trail, a forest far away from the noise. In that silence, something ancient returns. Breathing becomes deeper. Thoughts become clearer. Energy slowly returns. And when a father returns home from the forest, he does not bring back just memories. He brings back calm, strength, presence, the very things a family truly needs.